What is going on, FA Nation? John Pemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook live show. We got 12 games here on a Tuesday. Grande, last night, again, spending up for starting pitching. It wasn't necessarily the right way to go. We have some more top-tier pitchers on today's slate. And as we projected on the preview show, ownership is kind of where we thought it may be for one or two starting pitchers. And I guess the question is whether or not the field will be correct or incorrect or not today.
I would say we were pretty much on the four. I thought all four of the guys that are high owned or would be owned.
Yep. Especially the top two. We nailed the top two.
Yeah. Nailed the top two. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting slate. You know, one of those top two roster pitchers are in a very dangerous game for weather. That is a serious weather game in Detroit and Chicago. There has not been a Roth update yet. So, you know, TBD on if it gets better. I know that Roth, you know, ended his writing by saying he is cautiously optimistic on the White Sox and Tigers game. So as of now, I'm proceeding as if it's going to play, but we'll see how the weather, you know, plays out throughout the night. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting slate. I think there's good bat. The ownership is crazy because there's like 3 teams getting ownership today. That's it. It's like 3 teams. That's all. Nobody wants to play anyone else but these 3 teams. And on a 12-game slate, those are always the slates where I'm just like, I'll just do something else because if the whole field is just going to sit here and just like click Royals, Dodgers, and Rays, like I'll just figure out a way to do something different because.
Well, we weren't in on the Rays side of this last night. We kind of gave a lot of reasons why maybe to go the other way. The power was obviously there for the Rays, but the rest of their splits weren't very good against left-handed pitching. So that one, to me, I agree, was a bit surprising. But I think I said 100 times throughout the show, like, I want to go against Mitchell Parker, right? Like, give me the Royals. And then the Dodgers, we talked about how cheap they all were outside of Ohtani. So I'm not like overly shocked, I guess, to see where 2 of the 3 ownership plays are going for today.
You're shocked to see the Rays not have ownership? I mean, they scored 7 runs against lefty in a really small ballpark, and it's going to be hot and windy again tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we talked about sort of, again, the overall numbers. Jacob Lopez, the way he's been pitching, a little bit better, you know, than Springs. I mean,
Springs has been, I mean, the last start for sure, but Springs
that's what
has
I'm
been
saying.
good.
More often than not, we see recency bias.
Yeah.
A guy coming off 40 fantasy points, you know, people aren't jumping at the bit to kind of get back in there. You know, we highlighted, though, all the numbers for Tampa Bay outside of the power wasn't looking great for them until obviously that last start. So, yeah, again, I know we generally look to stack Sacramento for obvious weather-related reasons, and maybe people are just saying, screw it, you know, like we're just going back to the well. You know, with one side, I would have liked to go Oakland again, or the Athletics for Shane Baz, I would assume, but you know, not necessarily going there. We had played a lot of Milwaukee. That paid off last night, but no one's on them because they have Paul Skeens. So, yeah, I guess we'll get into it. Well, let me know what you guys think. Where are you guys looking to go? Our guy Po DGen in here already with us, also throwing us a super chat. Appreciate you for the $2 there. Definitely don't have to do that. Guys, those of you who are tuning in as well, you see the QR code up on the screen. You see the scroll down at the bottom. We have our Pick Your Own promo going on right now for all Fantasy Alarm products. If you're getting ready for fantasy football drafts, Draft 25 will save you 25% off the fantasy football draft guide. If you're looking to hang with us for a monthly or annual subscription, you can save 25% off both of those as well. Annual 25 knocks the annual subscription to an average of $17.99 a month. It is by far and away the cheapest deal we've offered in some time. You can go to fantasyalarm.com/win, select your package, enter your promo code, and save 25% off right then and there. Cam the Man says, thank God Rice is catching again. Boone listening makes a difference. We'll talk about the catcher position, but let's get into pitching first here. Paul Skeens, Carlos Rodon, Freddie Peralta. Freddie Peralta is your highest roster pitcher as of now. What are your thoughts here on these top three?
My thoughts are all three are playable, and I have no surprise. I'm not at all surprised to see the ownership. Skeens is the least flawed pitcher, but he's in the toughest matchup. So, I have no issues going to Skeens because I still think there's a chance, if he loses 1-0, he has 30 fantasy points in this game.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I think the Brewers are going to win every game at this point. There's just they're walking games off, they're throwing people out at the plate to win games. They're just doing whatever they just win, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the win equity is for Skeens, but I also am not he's been the best pitcher and he's the favorite in the National League to win the Cy Young, and he's sub-2 ERA. I have no issues there. Rodon has been struggling, and it's mainly command, and the pitches are just absurd. It's fine. He has a ceiling because he can miss bats, and if he has control, we saw what he looked like. He was an elite pitcher for half the year. So yeah, I think that's fine. And then Peralta has the best matchup on the board. You've pointed it out all year long. It's
more than 5 innings and 4 straight starts.
Yeah, it's the depth. It's just the depth of start. Now, if he can get that under control, there's 30 fantasy points just sitting there to be had because the Pirates are so bad offensively. Yeah.
This could simply be a spot where you just wait out Skeens, right? Unless he throws a complete game today, eventually Pittsburgh's bullpen comes in and the Brewers score some runs, and maybe Peralta is able to hang in there long enough to be eligible for a win spot there. After the ownership from those top guys, again, we highlighted Jack Flaherty in the rain. We got to figure out if that game's going to play or not. We talked about this one, right? All the numbers for the White Sox, once again, are hey, we're a really good team. Paddock kind of handles them last night. Flaherty comes up the next night and second highest roster pitcher on the slate.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of said it to you last night. I'm going, and I'm probably going to consider doing the same thing. I think Jack Flaherty is deserving of the ownership and just naturally will have this ownership in this type of spot because he misses bats. We've talked about this all year. It's pitchers who miss bats get more ownership on DraftKings. It's just what it is. It's a tougher spot than what Spencer Strider has for $300 more against a team that is absolutely faltering at the plate. So I think in tournaments, I would just play Strider as a contrarian pivot away from Flaherty. There's not weather in that game. He has a good matchup against a struggling team in the Mets. And, as crazy as it sounds, the White Sox offense has just simply been better than the Mets. Whether Chris Paddock shut them down or not, it doesn't matter one game sample versus what it's been since the All-Star break. So, I said it to you last night, and I have not changed my opinion whatsoever. I prefer Spencer Strider in tournaments to Jack Flaherty in this tier, just simply because we're looking at basically the same pitcher, Jack Flaherty and Spencer Strider. It's the same pitcher. Those two pitchers are the same. They are very inconsistent, and they have super high ceilings. So why not target the guy with the matchup that's better right now, and that's Spencer Strider. And I prefer both those guys over Robbie Ray I
was going to say Robbie Ray has more ownership than Strider does, less obviously than Flaherty. Kind of an interesting last 30 days here for the Padres. They are dead last in ISO versus left-handed pitching for the last 30 days. 0.92 ISO versus left-handed pitching. That comes with a 16% strikeout rate, and an 11.5% walk rate, a 260 batting average, and a 320 WOBA. Just an 0.90 ISO. This is the only bad number there. This is the 0.90 ISO.
Yeah, that is the definition. We are going to see Robbie Ray in his post game, and he's just gonna have paper cuts all over. right? I mean, like,
Luis
it's
Arraez out
just
there for 9 hitters, just out there slapping balls around. Like
the game is going to start. Tatis walk, Arraez single, Machado walk, bases loaded, like that, because that's what they do, dude. They don't strike out. I just saw Anthony in the chat, so we'll bring it back to last night. Not that any of the good pitchers were pitching, but like Logan Webb had a good start until that 7th inning, but he had no strikeouts. They just don't strike out. Like Logan Webb had 23 strikeouts in his last 2 games. And Anthony was in here talking about Logan Webb, but it's just like, it's a spot that I am not comfortable targeting when I don't think that a pitcher can miss. A pitcher who misses bats can miss bats. Like,
this is the guy that walks people and facing a team at an 11.5% walk rate, a 16% strikeout rate.
It's just a recipe for a disaster. And whether or not Robbie Ray, it might be 5 innings of like 1-run baseball, but he gets 5 innings, right? And because
he throws 106.
So like, if you're talking about this tier, I would list Ray at the bottom just with like uncomfortability targeting against the Padres, and just play Strider and Flaherty before him.
Yeah, we did just get a brief update here, and I'll just take us down into the value tier, and then we can kind of circle back up. Okay. Nestor Cortez is now the 4th highest rostered pitcher. Our secret was not a secret for very long. Again, this matchup against the Giants, opposite of that one. San Francisco's numbers are all pretty putrid versus lefties. We really like Cortez just for the value. Helps you kind of spend up. But now Eric Getty is also getting some ownership. Get Boston. Boston ended up hanging 6 by the end of the night last night. He got lit up in his first start back. He did have 10 ground ball outs, which is encouraging. But are you buying into the 13% Arrighetti ownership?
So I saw it earlier, and I was like super curious at some Arrighetti numbers. There is almost a 0% chance that what happened to him last start happens again. Almost a 0% chance. He had 16 swings and misses, right? That's a lot. For 3 1/3, he had 16 swings and misses. He had a 12.3 ERA. He had a 202 xFIP, John. Batting average on balls in play against Spencer Arrighetti against the Marlins was 625. It's just not going to happen that way again. It's just the batted ball unluckiness is almost unfathomable. The fact that he had 16 swings and misses, the fact that he had an xFIP 10 points lower than his ERA was in that game, the fact that his BABIP was over 600. I don't love the spot, but I do think he's obviously a better pitcher than what he came back to and showed, just given how batted ball luck he had. Like, I prefer Nestor of the two, especially just with the spot. I mean, Boston's offense is just good, so it's not like my favorite like get right spot for Spencer Arrighetti, but there's just no way that he suffers the same batted ball luck as he did last game. It's just impossible. There's just no chance. So I think he obviously pitches better, but I still give Nestor the nod there.
Okay. Emmett Sheehan was the other one in the mid range. That's getting some love. We kind of talked about this one too. Pitch count has really been the only problem. We like the talent. Strikeouts per inning are pretty good. Matchups, obviously, a lot of potential for home runs allowed, given the Angels, but they strike out a lot as well. Dodgers offense is getting a lot of ownership today. So pitching wise, got to think Sheehan could be in line for a win. Where are you here?
I'm fine with it. I don't love this tier of pitchers, so I've largely ignored it and just played like Nestor. Okay. And if I'm being honest, like Sheehan is a good pitcher that has Dave Roberts as his manager, and Dave Roberts is not afraid to pull pitchers early. We've known that since the beginning of Dave Roberts' tenure, right? Like, he just does that. So I'm fine with it. I'm kind of indifferent.
All right. Last question I have for you on this slate here is that TS12 was announced. Cardinals are 7-0 on days that Taylor Swift announces a new album. You're a big fan of narratives here. Do you think today is the day the Cardinals keep that record against Colorado? No, nothing. No.
I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen.
Okay, not interested.
I don't. Honestly,
it's a big deal. TS12, 12 Taylor album.
I literally stopped paying attention to it. I did not. I truthfully did my best to
New
not
Heights.
listen to
New Heights podcast, 7 p.m. Taylor Swift.
I'm sure my wife will listen.
Okay. Well, could be an 8-0 day. 8-0 and T Swift day. All right, let's go on over to the catcher position then. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing, James. Thought you were more of a Taylor Swift fan. Your top catcher for today, Salvador Perez, from an ownership perspective, over 20%, as we highlighted. Royals, Dodgers, getting ownership love. So Salvi and Will Smith are up there. And I was all in against Mitchell Parker. The one problem, Parker, as we highlighted, no home runs allowed. 1.3 per 9 to righties, 0.08, I think it was, or 0.09 to lefties. But I have no problem hitting Perez here cleanup. What are your thoughts at catcher today?
Yeah, I mean, you need home runs on DraftKings. You just need home runs. So if I'm not saying Mitchell Parker can't serve him up, but he really hasn't. He's been shelled, but I want home runs. So Will Smith, I think, is fine. Medeiros has been really good, for the record. The only thing I'd say is he's pitching on kind of short rest. He pitched on the 8th for the Angels AAA affiliate. He's fully stretched out, but he's only had 3 days rest. He didn't throw like too many pitches. He threw 52 pitches in that final start he made. So like, I guess in theory, he's like fine, but how long do you expect him to go? And then you get to the Angels bullpen. I think DraftKings just put out a tweet that the Angels and the Diamondbacks have blown the most leads from their starters this year from out of their bullpens. It's not like their bullpen's any good. So you could definitely play Smith. And obviously Salvi's going to get ownership. You could definitely play Langoliers. We've kind of talked Shane Baz all year. Very, very, very big reverse splits guy, just like Pepio is, but lefties do nothing against Shane Baz. So you want the righties here. I mean, the expected numbers are atrocious for lefties. The strikeout rate's up. So you do want the righties, 211 ISO, 337 WOBA. Langoliers looks very good. Goodman looks good, man. Ben Rice, 4,400. He's been very good of late. And catching as Cam the Man.
43.
Yeah, Cam the Man. Drake Baldwin, 40. Yeah, 43. It's a good 4K range of guys. But like, and again, I'm not like saying I wouldn't play Salvi because obviously he's been on a different planet for like 2 months now. But boy, 20%, 12 game. Like this is where that 12 game slate stuff really just like. I just don't want to go there.
Fade the ownership there when it's a big slate like
this. I mean, he's 20% rostered. If you're playing single entry, that's double. You're gonna go into a 12 game slate with Salvador Perez at like 30+% against a guy who doesn't allow home runs. I don't know.
Sure. Pozo, Del Castillo, Kirk, guys in this like low 3K range for you.
Yeah, it's hard to ignore Del Castillo hitting 5th. I mean, that's a super elite lineup spot for a guy who is obviously like a pretty good prospect. He's shown last year he's very good at the dish. He's been a little subpar, but he's coming off a pretty big game the other day. And Jack Leiter can't throw strikes. I mean, there's just constant traffic against this guy. He couldn't even get through like 3 innings against the Yankees. Some of the expected stuff are so much better than the real life numbers because he doesn't throw enough strikes for the like a large enough sample for batters to face. Like 122 ISO for lefties, 195 expected ISO. So, I think Del Castillo, Pozo's fine. That's just people buying into attacking Kyle Freeland constantly. People just can't wait to attack Kyle Freeland.
So we were going to go Pages beforehand. Obviously, Pozo's the one in the lineup.
No, I know, but Pozo.
No, I know. Different caliber hitter. I hear you.
Oh,
I mean, listen, even 6% is playing Mickey Gasper tonight with the first base catcher eligibility here.
Just punt, just pure punt.
I mean, there's
your boy Fermin hit a home run last night.
Yeah, good player.
Patrick Bailey, 2,200 if we're not playing Nestor.
Sure. First base. Yeah, we know where the ownership is, so we don't need to tell you that Shohei Ohtani people are looking to play tonight.
I heard there's a little controversy there with Shohei.
Do you ever wonder if maybe Shohei's not a good guy?
I haven't necessarily. I was thinking this today. If Shohei shot someone dead in the street, right, and it was on video, Ben Verlander would be the first person to tweet and be like, guys, are we sure that there's not a clone?
I saw a tweet saying that Ben Verlander is probably on the Ohtani payroll. Could very well be the case.
Yeah, I think so.
Between the betting scandal that he had absolutely nothing to do with, obviously.
None, obviously.
And then now he's throwing, sabotaging multi-million-dollar real estate deals. Maybe Ohtani's just not a good dude. I don't know. He's really good at baseball. Charles Barkley once said, "I am not a role model." He wasn't kidding. Don't live your life like Charles. He's there to play basketball.
Yep.
Maybe that's good. Ohtani's really good at playing baseball.
Very good.
Doesn't mean he
possibly
has to
better
be a
than
good
everyone
person outside. Doesn't mean he has to be a good person outside. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people in sports, not good people,
right
off the floor. So, Mark, he did what? Yeah, he go Google it, man. Apparently, he and his agent sabotaged a multi-million-dollar real estate deal so they could be more involved or something like that.
In Hawaii.
In Hawaii, yeah.
And he's being sued for $250 million.
Yeah. The guy that they sabotaged is now suing him and his agent.
His agent, yep.
Anyway, so that's Ohtani, Kurtz, Vladdy, not Ben Brown, which is unfortunate because I bet on Toronto team total earlier today at 4.5. It doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to hit still, but I would have felt better, I think, if Ben Brown was pitching. So.
Yeah, Javier Assad has definitely proven to be a better pitcher than Ben Brown, at least so far in his career. But he's also making his season debut. So
I was going to say, first time we've seen him all year, so maybe who knows. But
right.
I was more in on Ben Brown giving up a bunch of runs to Toronto today.
The Cubs bullpen is also terrible. Sure. If it's not Daniel Palencia, it's not good.
Maybe Ben Brown comes out of the bullpen today. Who knows?
Yeah.
So you have that crew, Olsen, Yandy is getting ownership again, obviously.
Yep.
You're not in on Lopez. Anything else in this top group for you?
I have no objection to anyone Yandy and up.
Okay. Mid-range?
Freeman.
Torque still? Homer last night?
Torque, I think, is Torque is an option. Ben Rice, you could play multi-position eligible. Wilson Contreras has been very good against lefties this year. You could definitely play some Wilson Contreras. That's probably it in the mid tier. I guess if you're stacking Cubs, Michael Busch is fine as well, but nothing else. I think you just gravitate right to sub 5K or sub 4K and look right towards Christian Walker. He's been awesome for.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dustin May is in trouble here. So
he really puts the dust. He really puts the dust in Dustin.
Yeah, happy to go Walker there. Lennon Sosa's 31. We'll see if that game plays or not.
Let's see if that was a nice Boston accent there. Or not. Let's see if we get. So we have multiple updates here with some weather, including Colorado and St. Louis looks way worse than it did. Roth has now both those games yellow-orange.
Okay. What were they previously?
The Detroit-Chicago game has stayed yellow-orange. He's just added more to it, basically saying delay or late start is on the table.
Okay.
And he said there is a case that multiple storms end up over the ballpark. But Colorado, St. Louis was not orange until now. And he said you can't really pinpoint the way that the storms are moving. So he thinks they play, but a delay is possible. So
risky.
That is not great. Yeah. It's definitely worse than what it was earlier.
Okay. Let's see. Any standout ownership guys here? Not really. I mean, you get some guys. I mean, again, we talk about this a lot, and you highlighted the reverse splits. To me, it explains a little bit, but like nobody's playing Nick Kurtz today. You know, like everybody's playing Tampa Bay in that game, but no one's playing the A's in that game, and we talk about that sometimes. Second base.
I would play Rowdy Tellez if he's playing.
Okay. Second base is a value position. Of the top owned guys, all of them are under 4K. 3 of them are actually under $4,000. Under $3,000 today.
Yeah, people are on drugs. There's drugs. It's too much drugs and too many.
Nobody is spending up for Ketel, Altuve, Jazz. No one's playing any of them. Ha-Seong Kim is your highest projected play at 20%. Nick Lofton, Thomas Agassi, Paul DeJong, all under 3K. Round out your 5.
People are trying way too hard. These aren't even real baseball players. It is what it is. I don't know. Okay. People are just doing whatever they can to get Royals. We've done this before. We've done this all year long. The Royals are a sub 500 team. Their offense has not been good. They're facing a guy who doesn't give up home runs. Sure, play Nick Lofton as the second highest rostered second baseman of the day. Play Thomas Agassi. Is he going to be on a team next year? Are we sure that he's on the team? I mean, he had a good game yesterday. I'm happy for him. Good for him. I don't know. Whatever.
Let's go back to Keyshaw.
People could do what they want to do. Yeah, I mean, is he not like he's 3,400 and he's hitting 4th and he's not hitting one game in his career against a guy
5% owned today.
A guy who can't throw strikes, a guy that steals bases in a split event. I just whatever. Play Thomas Agassi and Nick Lofton, guys. Do it.
Jonathan India getting a little love too. You can play for $100 more. You can play Keyshaw, or you play Jonathan India, who's been really bad for a lot of this year.
Yeah, he's been really bad for a lot of this year. Most of this year. 660 OPS player this year. Yeah, whatever. I would play Ketel in an Arizona stack. I think Arizona looks pretty good. I think Altuve continues to just be a monster. 5,200. We got like the full Jazz experience last night. Home run, stolen base, walk, two strikeouts. That's what Jazz can do. Like that's what the Yankees brought him in for. Run and homer and play elite second base defense. He does all 3 of them. He also can strike out. And he also they're going with an opener today, kind of. Like Adams is like it's weird. He's pitched like 5 innings and he's pitched like 2 innings in 2 of his last 3 outings. So like extended opener, and then there's Thomas Hatch. So we'll see. And then the Twins obviously traded their whole bullpen as well. So any of the top 3, I think, look pretty good in this spot.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Semien in the good split, like really good split. Texas offense kind of came alive late last night. Descafani has been dreadful against righties so far. 290 ISO allowed, 333 WOBA, so it's been righty power. Semien hitting 3rd looks really good. If Ha-Seong Kim is like hitting near the top of the lineup, it's fine. Just looks bad, He homered the other day, but he just hasn't looked good.
Okay. Going on over then to third base, Michael Garcia is your highest roster play. Then Junior Caminero, again sticking with the theme of Royals, Dodgers, and Tampa Bay. Max Muncy's number 3. So
whoa,
no surprise.
Yeah, I mean Caminero looks great. Jacob Lopez is a 50% plus fly ball rate to both splits. That's not a good recipe, and he has navigated it pretty well. But there's wind blowing out in that ballpark. Like that's just the risk you take with being a fly ball pitcher when the wind is blowing out in a small ballpark. So if I'm betting anyone to hit a home run, it's Junior Caminero. Bregman, kind of said it a lot since he's come off the IL. He has been reverse splitsy, homers and second batter of the game on Monday. I'm good with going back to the well there. Michael is fine. 4,900. He steals bases. He doesn't really hit home runs. So, like, you're not really playing him for the power anyway.
I highlighted Josh Smith on the preview show, leading off against Esclafani, $3,500. I think it's a good mid-tier play. You're also getting Carlos Correa love there as well.
Warranted
at this position. So couple of guys there. Barger, someone I highlighted on the show, not getting any ownership because they're just playing Muncy, but I like him at 46 as well.
Yeah, he's definitely a good pivot off of Max Muncy, who again is one of the three teams getting all the ownership. I don't mind Smith. Desclafani has been worse against righties, but he's leading off. He's really cheap.
Just got to boot his lineup too. Barger hitting cleanup today. Lucas, Bichette, Guerrero, Barger, Kirk, Varsho, France, Clement, Jimenez.
Interesting. Who? Okay, so they're doing the Bichette righty 2-hole, Bichette righty 4-hole. I guess that's probably just placeholder until George Springer's back.
Sure. Shortstop. Again, a lot of high expensive plays here. Mookie Betts, Ha-Seong Kim are the two highest rostered play, both around 20%. Corey Seager, who we highlighted as a great value, is number 3. No one else up over 10% today.
Yeah, like you can absolutely spend up. We saw what happens when you spend up on like nights where shortstops are like good shortstops are against good pitchers. Zach Neto broke the slate, right? Homered twice, went 3 for 3. So you can absolutely do that. I just don't like the top tier as much as I like the second tier. I like the Bo Bichette, Geraldo Perdomo, Seager, Story, Pena, Colson Montgomery range. They're hitting Colson Montgomery third tonight. If that game plays, he's hitting third. Like it's guy homers like a day ending in day is a day ending with Colson Montgomery home run. That's like guys just homering. So yep. I like that tier better than I like the top tier. By and again, I like the names better in the top tier, but I like the players in the spots better in the.
No, I'm in agreement with you, man. I like that same grouping as well. Mason Wynn, if that game plays, is getting some ownership. Miguel Rojas, as you said, people are just jamming in Dodgers. People looking to play him today, apparently.
So. He has 7 fantasy points in August. We're on the 12th day of the month. Oh, 10,
yeah, but if you get that 7 fantasy point game,
Yeah, he's done it once in a month. 12 days.
I'm not playing him. I'm just saying what the people are doing.
It's just driving me crazy.
6 highest rostered shortstop today, Miguel Rojas.
And this is what everyone wants to just spend up at pitching. It's clear. If all these value plays are what they are, everyone's double spending at pitcher. Everyone's playing Flaherty and one of the other pitchers.
Which worked out so well last time when the top 4 starters all got hammered. So.
It's obviously you're right. It's also apples to apples. Like it might just be the complete opposite tonight. But like we're now instead of we're just not playing good players. We're just playing like backups. Like season-long backups that are playing tonight. I'm gonna lose it. But I'm gonna compose myself, John. I'm gonna hold it together. We're gonna make it through this. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not playing. I'm not playing Miguel Rojas.
In the outfield today, Shohei Ohtani, obviously highest roster play.
Yep.
Randall Grichuk is number 2.
He's a good value.
Sure.
I'll give you Grichuk. There you go.
Trent Grisham, number 3. right? We're okay with that.
Oh, dude. Oh.
Jock Peterson, number 4. Everson Pereira, number 5. Two $2,000 outfielders.
Yeah, I like the Pereira one. I was looking at some Pereira stuff. He actually has done most of his damage against righties this year in the minor leagues. He has 19 home runs against right-handed pitching in the minors this year, but he has an 800 OPS against lefties this year. Played last night, hit right in the middle of their order, had multiple hits. He's 2K. I'm just, if in any situation that I could play,
is better than Jock Peterson unless Devin Williams is on the mound. So
boom. Any situation that I could play one of those two, I'm just going to click Pereira. I mean, he's in a minor league ballpark. He's right at home. You know, he's right at home. Yeah. So it's not even a debate.
But it's just another instance where, like, at least in the outfield, I guess, it's Dodgers, right? We talk Pages, Teoscar, Ohtani. Yankees, Grisham, Stanton, Judge are sort of the top 2 stacks that are happening in the outfield today. And then you're just kind of throwing in some like random cheap pieces kind of all in between that.
Yep.
How are you approaching, I guess, the rest of the top tier? I mean, obviously there's plenty of big names, some good matchups. I know we're trying to dodge some weather, but you know, Corbin Carroll against Leiter. No one's playing Corbin Carroll today. Chicago bats gets Berrios, Tucker, Seiya. I'm not going to say PCA because he hasn't hit in a month, but you know, if you maybe today's the day, I don't know. Like, where are we with the rest of this group?
I think you're pretty right. Like, Ohtani looks good, obviously. So if you want to play Ohtani, yeah, no one's going to fault you for it. So does Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll has been an absolute monster lately.
No one's playing him. 4 homers in 5 games.
Maniac. No steals in any of these games. You don't think Corbin Carroll could walk 3 times tonight with Jack Leiter on the mound and then like steal a bunch of, like, I would play Corbin Carroll. Brent Rooker, I think, looks great. We've talked about the Shane Baz reverse splits. Righties have been the issue for Shane Baz. You know, Brent Rooker has the strikeout problem, but if there's any pitch in the zone from Shane Baz, Brent Rooker is homering in that ballpark tonight. Buxton looks pretty good, 5,500. Belly, I mean, Cody Bellinger has been awesome all year long. I'm probably staying away from the Cubs, just given how bad they've been. But, and we haven't really gotten no, I shouldn't say how bad they've been because that doesn't matter. But their prices still reflect that they've been like elite, and they're not, right? They haven't. So it's hard to like want to go to the Cubs because they haven't been as good. Yeah, it's probably it in the 5K tier. Corby, Rooker, Buxton, probably the 3 that stand out to me outside of the obvious.
Under 5K, I mentioned Barger already. You have the Dodgers bats at Teoscar and Pages.
Big G. I mean, I know you mentioned him in the ownership, but obviously Stant looks good. I mean,
yeah, Stanton's 48. Yep, for sure. Roman Anthony homered last night, $4,300 for him leading back off. Lucas is leading off versus Saad. Thoughts here on this 4K?
Yeah, there's some good stuff. The Jays are all interesting. You have a trio of them: Barger, Varsho, and Lucas here, so you can play any of them. The Red Sox are the same way; they are all in the 4K tier. 4 of them are in the 4K tier. I don't mind Lourdes. Lourdes has actually had a better year against righties this year. He's hitting 4th. We know what the Jack Leiter struggles have been, both splits, but the home runs have come against righties. Ivan Herrera has been great against lefties. If that game plays, there's definitely room to get to Ivan Herrera at 4,100. Trent Grisham at 4K, as you mentioned, is super popular, but he's been great against righties. I mean, all of his damage this year has come against righties, all of it. So if you want to play Grisham, he's very, very live. Profar looks good leading off. Freeman hasn't hit lefties. I think there's actually a bunch of different Colorado Rockies that I would play before Freeman, but he is leading off. And then you drop below 4K. Dude, Marcelo Zuna looks healthy.
Is the hip okay?
Healthy? just needed to like give him enough time off, right? To like, instead of, hey guys, maybe next time your player gets hurt, don't play him through it. Just sit him. And then he'll pay it forward, right? But both him and Profar in this like 4K and under tier look really good. Wyatt Langford hit a home run yesterday. He gets a really good split here against Descafani, who struggles against righties. I think he looks good. Jordan Beck and where's my boy Brenton Doyle both look really good against lefties, both over 200 ISOs against left-handed pitching this year. So I think you could play Beck and Brenton Doyle, and both of them could be really good. Adolis hits righties really well and gets a guy who doesn't. Michael Harris forgot that he was Michael Harris for half the year, but then remembered he was Michael Harris again. And
suddenly, a couple years ago,
dude, he was like the player of the month in July after being like, I think he was the worst rated offensive player in baseball.
His baseball savant page is terrible for this year. Last year, his numbers overall didn't look great, but his savant page was all red. He just had like one of the worst lucks.
Bad luck, yeah.
So hopefully he does kind of turn it around for them there. Any other straight up values for you?
Grishik.
You mentioned Doyle already. There's Grichuk here.
Doyle, Grishik.
Talked about the 2K plays with Pereira.
Yeah, I mean, Austin Martin's leading off for the Twins. But that's it. I mean, Pereira 2K looks, of like all the all these like sub 3K plays that everyone just like itching to play. I think Everson Pereira looks better than all of them. He's in the best game environment, really good weather, flat min salary, like actual good prospect, over 20 home runs in the minor leagues this year. Does Thomas Sagassi hit 20 home runs in his career in the minor leagues? Like, I don't know.
Okay.
So
I take the pleasure of adding Pereira and Cortez to our lineup. I guess the question is, where do we go from here?
Who is your top arm?
I mean, all of my instincts say Freddie Peralta. I just know that it's going to probably burn me. So, I mean, you're playing the chalk starting pitcher. So,
yeah, I like Skeens. I mean, I like Skeens just because Skeens is Skeens, right? So, is that like it
just feels like the way Milwaukee is going, they're more likely to maybe score some runs off Skeens than anybody.
Yeah, but Milwaukee is the magical pancakes will find a way to win this game regardless. Yeah. If Skeens throws 7 scoreless or if Skeens gets lit, they're going to win. But
you're playing 11K. You need 30 out of Skeens, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with Peralta if that's the route we want to go. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's.
I mean, I wouldn't really know where else to go. I don't really love the pitching matchups that we're looking at. So
I think there's some good ones. I mean, Peralta has a good matchup. Strider has a good matchup.
I mean, I mentioned Waka. We didn't even really talk about him, but I like Michael Waka. No one's playing him.
I would not be comfortable Waka Nestor.
Just low ceiling.
Such a low ceiling, and there's high ceiling pitchers on the slate.
Yeah. All right. Cortez and Peralta is 4,500 a player. I mean, we can basically build whatever we want now.
Do whatever we want. Yeah.
So I guess the question is, are you buying into any of the chalk offenses, whether it's the Dodgers, the Royals, or the Rays today?
I don't really want to.
Okay. Would you rather go your Yankees? Go like the Grisham Judge route? Or?
Could we do
go Houston versus May?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Correa, Altuve.
Correa third or short?
Third, because that mid tier at short looks. Oh no, Caminero's at third.
I was gonna say, if we do Caminero, Pereira.
Yeah, play Caminero. Yeah, play Caminero, and then Correa at short.
37 Correa. Go Christian Walker here, I guess. Then.
Oh yeah, this is looking good, and then leave it there. Right. Perfect.
4,500 for a catcher and 2 outfielders for everybody. We'll put the full lineup per usual in the Discord. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll have a show tonight for tomorrow's slate. We'll see you then.